them cheeks ain't ready. Chopper go, grata-ta-ta-ta, adaptive spray. Chameleon flexing, stacks on stacks. First 10 miss, now I never stray. Cheek clapping, dizzy ballet. Favorite thing, watch buffs appear. Died again, gaming, now the stack's clear. Spray and pray, till the perk's lit. Unlock this beast, now the whole squad hit. Synchronized, first mag trash recoil. 30 rounds accuracy file. MIA, then the glow buff, one unlocked. HUD light, now the reticle don't ever stop. Magnet, these at alley rovers think they safe. Cam fully stacked, now it's aimbot face. Locked, headshot, rhythm, metronome flow. Tick-tock, hell is pluck.
Did I just respawn again?
What did the Reviver Hive say to this build? I should charge you for overtime. Dag joke of the day. What's going on, Dags? If you're new to the channel, welcome to DTTOC Gaming. I'm your host, Nox. Well, my favorite thing to do is respawn, and it's not because I'm good. Talking about respawning, I'm going to show you my min-max striker build with perfect glass cannon and the Turmoil knee pads, where we're going to be running through legendary content and putting our Reviver Hive into overdrive. I'm gonna keep it real though, this is a generic striker build. With that being said, let's take a quick pause for DAGS community shoutout. For today's DAGS community shoutout, we have Cassie's Love, currently sitting at 2.72k subscribers, so let's give them a hand and make sure you guys subscribe. A little bit about Cassie is that he posts a bunch of meta builds, he goes pretty in depth, and his videos are very well structured. He also posts some shorts if that's your kind of thing. So remember, support the community and always subscribe to your favorite content creators. Alrighty, Dags, like I said, this is a generic striker build with 4 pieces, and then you can run whatever other 2 pieces, and you can literally run any gun. But I'm going to show you the way I like to run my strikers when I want to min-max this bad boy. And that's going to be with the perfect glass cannon paired up with the Turmoil knee pads, and we're also going to be utilizing the precision smart cover to even boost our damage up even more. And if you don't got the Turmoil knee pads or the Lexington AR, the last Q&A that the devs did, they did announce that they are definitely planning on re-entering the Turmoil knee pads and the Lexington back into. They didn't specify how they're going to re-enter those 2 pieces. It might go right into the loot pool, it might be something that the hoarder drops, or it might be like a reward or something for completing, you know, some projects or whatnot. Once I find out more, I'll drop a video. And specifically for this video, I'm going to be utilizing the exotic AR, the Chameleon, which is actually a vector. And an easy way to get the Chameleon is if you run bounties. That's like the little exotic that bounties like to drop. And the reason why I'm using the Chameleon because it has a massive DPS output. And as long as you can keep your stacks up, which is pretty easy if you're running through like heroic content. And it's also pretty easy to do so in legendary content. And I'll get into more details in the build breakdown into why I run this specific loadout. Also be warned, this loadout is not for the faint of heart. You have to be super aggressive, as the only defense is literally going to be your offense, where you want to kill the enemies before they can shoot at you. And yes, the Chameleon only has a 20 optimal range, which is really bad. But we're literally going to be hitting for over 2 million per bullet within the 20 meters range. And then after that, maybe like 1.5. So we're still going to do plenty of damage to this loadout to take out whatever we need. And don't worry, if you go down, we have our tech link to get our Reviver Hive right back. Alright, I won't bore you anymore, so let's get right into the build breakdown.
They say the pen is mightier than the sword. But this is a whole other conversation.
Alright, guys, here is my glass cannon and Chameleon build for this season, starting off with the gun specialization. Of course, we got the Chameleon, sporting damage target out of cover. And it comes with the talent Adaptive Instincts, where you build up stacks to unlock certain bonuses. Secondary sidearm don't really matter because we're going to keep the Chameleon always in our hands. But I do have an ACS 12, and I do have the TCR custom in case I'm starting an encounter when I don't have anything in my Chameleon. So I could just get the +1 skill tier if I want to use my precision smart cover. The star of the show is going to be the Turmoil knee pads with the Bewildered talent, and the reason why I'm using this is because of the double dipping on the secondary target with damage target out of cover and amplified damage sources like the perfect glass cannon, which is going to amplify my damage by 30%, and that 30% amplified damage is going to apply again to the secondary target of the Bewildered talent. And the same thing is going to happen as well with the damage to target out of cover that you get from your attribute on your gun and from the precision smart cover. And then finally, I have 4 pieces of striker. Here's the holster, the gloves, the face mask, and then for the backpack, we have the talent risk management, which is going to increase our striker stacks from 0.65 to 0.9. When it comes to the critical hit damage, critical hit chance, I have mine set up where I'm sitting at 39% without the seasonal modifiers being turned on. That way I could rely on the Chameleon's headshot bonus of 20% critical hit chance, and then we get the 10% critical hit chance from the season modifiers. For the skills, I got the Precision Smart Cover and the Reviver Hive. For the modifiers, I'm rocking the Tech Link. That way whenever I go down, I can pop this bad boy and I get my Reviver Hive right back. And then for the passive modifiers, I got Loaded Up. That's kind of defense. And then depending if I'm doing really good and not going down a lot, I can run Multitasker. But if you are doing like legendary missions, you could run something like a tier a day. This is going to be pretty good. All right, let me try these out so you can see the stats. Stat wise, 39% critical hit chance, 153% critical hit damage, 83% headshot damage, but those stats will go up once I turn on the modifiers. And then for armor wise, we're sitting at 837,000 armor, and we get 83,000 armor on kill to help us stay alive. Alrighty, DAGS, and there it is. This is my Chameleon glass cannon, straight up doing double dipping, 2 cheeks at a time, clapping build with the perfect glass cannon because I am the sacrifice to the community. And to be fair, this is a very generic striker build. You got the 4 pieces plus 2 whatever you want to run. You can literally swap these 2 pieces out and it's still going to be the same old striker build, just a little bit different numbers and different goals. And same thing with guns, you can literally run whatever gun you want, not just the Chameleon. When you're playing an old red build, you want to focus on a gun that has high RPM. That way you don't have to worry about getting close and personal for the ACS 12 to build up your striker stacks. Then you can just rely on your primary gun. For this example, we got the Chameleon with over 1,000 RPM. That's going to build up our striker stacks and maintain them. Like I said, you could literally run it with the capacitor, St. Elmo's engine. You could do it with the Lexington, Invisible Hand. I got a build with the Mechanical Animal, any LMG. Just use whatever gun you value and whatever gear pieces you value. Alrighty, DAGS, that was my setup. You got to peep what kind of striker mid-max loadout I like to run. This is only a template, and more so I'm just showing you guys how I like to play and why my favorite thing to do is respawn. So if you made it this far, make sure to like the video, comment below, and make sure you guys subscribe. It'll help out the channel. That's all for now, and you already know when you're using the Turmoil knee-pad, you're going to be clapping 2 cheeks at a time.
Explosive glow. Dirter. No attachments, bare bones king. Naked. Let the stacks do their thing. Patient. First fight weak, last fight cruel. Chameleon rules. Adapt or lose. Conflict match, early game pain. Miss. Round 3 hits, now I'm aim trained. 10 shot. Perk 3 lit. Armor shredded. Crack. Last squad hiding walls don't matter. X-ray. Summit floors warm up laps. Stretch. First 10 floors accuracy crap. Long floor fed job machine. Name bosses. Meet my laser beam. Vaporized. Activation sound stacking. Accuracy unlocked. Ping. Rate of fire boosted. Brr. Armor damage maxed. Crack. Furry chase traction, white gear shame. Fraction loose, second stack, purples feel lame. Main fool, third buff lit, gold beams erupt. Rick. Now rogues DC when my hood decorrupt. Go manhunt, status 4 stack chasing. Run. Cam at max, watch their armor fade in. So bleed effect perk 4 active. Earner. Last rogue stand in GPS inactive. Lost signal. Armor damage. Armor